Hey guys, this is Matthew from Crypto Trader Pro, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build your very own cryptocurrency trading watch list. Now the reason I'm making this video is because I always get asked, what coin should I be looking at? What coin should I be looking to buy? How do I know which coins are going to be the ones to move next? People are always asking me these similar types of questions, so I figured it would be best to make a video describing how I build my personal watch list every week, or you could even do it once a month. It really depends on your trading style. Now a watch list is simply just a few different coins that you're going to be keeping a close watch on over that whatever duration you're comfortable with. So again, either a week or a month, it could be even a year, a long-term watch list. It really depends on you. So this week's watch list, I'm going to be going over an example watch list that I made where I did some research on a few coins that have some upcoming news. I also like looking at the macro markets as well as some of the different altcoins to see what kind of news is going to be happening over the next month or so. So I always like to start my watch list by looking at the total market cap, because this is something I want to be reviewing pretty much every week. All the time I'm looking at the total market cap because I want to know what's going on in the bigger picture. And I think the total market cap is a great way to analyze the macro markets. Now the total market cap is going to give us a better idea of what's going on in the bigger picture. This includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Every single cryptocurrency out there is charted on here, and they get this data directly from CoinMarketCap. I'm on the website coinsignals.trade, but you could also find a very similar chart on TradingView. So this is the daily chart for the CoinMarketCap, and what I'm looking at here is I want to zoom in pretty close to the day and figure out, okay, where is this chart at and where is it going to be headed? Now, personally, I really don't like this chart, and this is why I'm not really big jumping into these coins right now. I'm not looking to buy a bunch of Bitcoin right now. I'm just kind of waiting for a more clear pattern to form on this chart, because what I could see is it's testing this final support zone right here, and if it breaks below this level, then we could be headed back to the lows. And these are the lows that have formed throughout 2018 and 2019 so far. It hasn't broken down past this level yet, and if it does, what I'm going to be looking for is a bigger move down to possibly 66 billion market cap, which is on this line right here, which corresponds with the previous support levels back here on the chart in 2017. So if it does break down past this current level, we could be seeing the lows again. Again, this is probably a 10% drop or so from the current price. I don't know, it's 16% drop from the current price. And if it breaks down below that, you know, it could be headed significantly lower, another 30, let's see, 30, 32%, somewhere around there. So this is why I'm a little bit cautious right now, jumping into a bunch of coins, because I'm not too bullish on the overall crypto market cap. And even though it is near a support zone, this zone has been tested once, twice, 3 times, going on 4 times over the past few months. And eventually that level's not going to hold up as support. So I'm very cautious with my buying right now, just based off of what the total market cap looks like. So generally on my watch list, after I review the total market cap, I go on to Bitcoin, which is, as you guys know, the largest cryptocurrency. And this chart kind of looks similar. And I do think this chart looks pretty ugly as well, because what we were looking at before, and I'm going to clear off this volume so it's easy for you guys to see. But what I was looking at before was this possible inverse head and shoulders pattern. And these aren't absolutes. There's no certainties with these patterns. It's a pattern because generally it plays out more often than not. But you have to prepare for in case it doesn't play out. In this pattern, it did end up breaking down. This line right here is the support level that we had drawn off the left shoulder and the right shoulder of what could have been that inverse head and shoulders pattern. It ended up breaking down, and now it's closing below this left shoulder support. So that doesn't settle too well with me, and it makes me a little bit cautious on this chart right now. And this is why I'm not looking to buy Bitcoin, because this chart to me it's really in no man's land, and this is not printing any clear pattern that I like to play. So I think it's best to just sit out of Bitcoin right now, because I believe it could be headed down to 3,200. But if it really needs to get over 42 to 4,500 if it's going to be breaking up. And if it does break up, great. It could be headed all the way to 5,500 or 6K. But until it gets over this resistance at 4,500 right up here, then I'm not going to be too bullish on this. And it's also pretty close to that bottom support at 3,200, which could be a good long opportunity. But if it breaks below that, then we're going to be seeing yearly lows. And I don't want to be holding Bitcoin while it's dropping in price. Now, this watch list that I'm going to be going over today is kind of just a general outlook. And usually I want to do a more general outlook on the markets at least once a week. But if you're more passive, maybe once a month. And then I also like to break down specific altcoins. So I look at Ethereum because Ethereum is kind of a gauge for a lot of the ERC20 tokens out there. If Ethereum's going to be moving, it's a pretty good bet that a lot of the ERC20 tokens that are built on top of Ethereum could also be moving as well because they kind of fuel each other. Now, the chart that I have drawn up here on Ethereum, I drew this up a while ago and I posted this on Twitter as my 2019 prediction. And this would take several months to play out if this was going to happen, but this is what is called an Adam and Eve double bottom, where we see a sharp V-shaped bounce, hits a resistance level, and then makes a more rounded double bottom and takes off. Now the target that I came up with on here is the same distance from the bottom support right here to the top resistance at 96%, and if we do the same 96% again, we're going to be somewhere inside of this zone right here, which correlates well with the resistance levels that we see drawn out on the chart from 2017 and 2018. So this is possible to happen. It is kind of a really bullishly optimistic chart, so maybe not, but either way, this has been playing out pretty closely since I drew this out. And I drew this out actually somewhere in the beginning of January. So it's been playing out pretty closely, but this chart is pretty interesting. It had that really big bounce off that $84, $82 range. It went all the way up to the 160s. We had that Ethereum Constantinople hard fork. We also made a video on that. You guys could check out that Kurt and I did. But that hard fork was a total bust, and I figured it was going to be a bust. We talked about it in the video, so I really hope you guys looked at that and watched it. Because we're advising people not to buy into Ethereum into this hype, even though there was going to be free coins and there was a hard fork. It was a good play leading up to that, but it was more of a buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. And it's been coming down ever since. Now, that being said, what you also have to take into consideration is the horizontal support that it's near. And this long wick that got bought up today. So looking at the horizontals, we see there was some support right here, acted as support right here. It wicked below this line, but it ended up closing above this line, which is actually a pretty good sign. So there is a chance that Ethereum does get a bounce here, a bigger bounce, but I still think it's a pretty risky play. If you were going to take a position here, I would be using this line as my risk. As my risk, meaning if it was to close below that line of support, I would most likely exit the position, I'd take my loss and move on before it turned out to be a bigger loss, because I do believe Ethereum is going to double bottom. I think $84 is going to be a good spot to watch, and I think that's going to be the area you guys want to watch this year, is that double bottom. That's going to present a great long opportunity, and hopefully we're able to get that bottom, and then it rockets up from there. But we're going to keep an eye on Ethereum, not just this week, but over the next month, and pretty much always, because Ethereum's a top coin and it's a top market cap play. There's always going to be some sort of opportunity to watch there. Now, moving forward with my watch list, I break down some altcoins. And generally, I like to start from a macro view of the markets. As I said, I start with the total market cap, then I go to Bitcoin, then Ethereum, the top market cap coins, and then I move into the altcoins. Then I move into the smaller cap altcoins that have a lot of potential. Now, when I'm setting up my watch list, I do like to use websites such as CoinMarketCal. This is going to tell you what events are coming up, if there's any known events. So you could do a quick search of what's coming up the next week. So from today, January 21st, all the way until the end of January, we could see all the events that are coming up. Now, what I also like to do on here is even break it down a little bit further. There's some categories on here. I like to look for announcements and news. That's a good one. Partnerships are good. Coin burns are good. Conferences, not so much. A release is good. Exchange listings sometimes. Halving is really good. rebranding and roadmap updates, they're also pretty good events. So I really like to filter it and look for the biggest events that are happening. Now, once I get to this list, I see all these coins. Some of these I haven't heard of, some of them I have, and really I'm looking for events that stand out. And generally what I do like to do is once I see an event that has a lot of votes, that means a lot of people are going to be paying attention to it, I like to go ahead and search that ticker. So let's see if I could find one here that could be worthwhile. So here's one that could be worthwhile, Siacoin. This has 99 votes, 94% say that it's real. You could look at the proof here, and then they have a link to the source. So this is going to confirm this is not fake news. This is actually going to happen. It's an expected event. Now keep in mind that expected events sometimes do get priced in. Meaning, if they say they're going to release, they have the Goo Box alpha release on January 24th, and everybody can see that starting on December 24th, then everybody's going to know for the month leading up to that event that there's this big anticipated news that's going to drop. So sometimes we do see the big run up until the news, and then it dumps off as soon as that news release. This is what we call a buy the rumor, sell the news type play. These are plays that I like to get in early and then just get out completely before that news even drops if it has gone up significantly. So let's go ahead and check out the Siacoin chart, which is SC on Binance. And looking at this chart, I'm not a huge fan of it, but what I do like on the chart is that it's forming this bottom. And this bottom has been forming for quite a while now, last few weeks it looks like. So this is the weekly chart. And again, I like to look at the bigger picture first. So I start at the weekly, then the daily, then maybe the 4 hour, the hourly. But I like to start at the higher time frames first. It's always worked best for me. If it looks bullish on the weekly chart, then I'm going to look for an entry on the daily. If it looks bullish on the daily chart, I'll look for an entry on the 4 hour or the hourly. So what I'm noticing here on the Siacoin chart is that every week over the past couple months, ever since November, it has been riding on this support line. So what we could do if we were looking to take a position, we would want to get in as close to this line as possible. And if we had a week close below this line, which is actually only 1 Satoshi away from the current price, if it closed below that line, then I'd want to exit the position because it might be going down further, looking for a new support zone. But since the last 10 weeks or so have closed above this line, it gives us a good stop loss or risk level to play off of. And looking at this chart, it does look like it's pretty low risk because it's only 1 Satoshi away from that line. So if it drops 2 or 3 Satoshis in price and closes below that line, then yeah, I'll look to exit the position, I'll take my small loss and move on. But since this area has acted as support, what we could see is that it holds this line as support and then it starts to move up from there as we get closer to the Goo Box alpha release. Now, I'm not sure how big of a deal this is. Generally, I would look further into this. If this was going to be on my watch list or it's something that caught my eye, I would do some more fundamental analysis on this, really digging into what this release is going to consist of, what it's going to do overall for the project, all of it. So I would look further into what's happening with this specific release if the chart looked nice. And I do think that chart looks pretty nice. So the next altcoin I'm going to put on this list is BAT, B-A-T, Basic Attention Token. Now the reason that I'm putting BAT on our watch list this week is because I know they have the upcoming launch of BAT Ads. The reason I know BAT Ads is going to launch soon is because we recently interviewed Luke Malks on the channel. He is the business development manager from Brave and Basic Attention Token, so he's our inside guy at BAT, and we've developed a really good relationship with him and the guys over at Brave by doing a series of interviews and kind of educating the community, really digging deeper into that project fundamentally. Now, what we discussed on our interview with Luke Malks was that BAT Ads is going to be dropping very soon. Now, we've seen them talk about this for the last few months. We've known it's set on the roadmap that BAT Ads is going to be launching in sometime in late 2018 or early 2019, somewhere in there. So I could only imagine that this is going to be dropping very soon, probably over the next month or so. So I've drawn up this chart to show the green box. This is starting on February 1st, ending on March 1st, of when BAT Ads could be dropping. So I know that BAT Ads is dropping, but what's really interesting is that I look up the event on CoinMarketCal and there's nothing about BAT Ads dropping. Now, this could be inaccurate information, or I could use this to my advantage. because I might know something that the rest of the community doesn't know yet because they haven't been paying attention to the project. But me, since I've been actively communicating with their developers and the guys that are working on that project, we literally just interviewed them the other day. We've been talking with them about setting up our campaign on Brave as being one of the first people to test that. I know that it's going to be coming soon. I don't know any dates, but I know that it's going to be coming soon. So I could only expect that probably in the next month or so, and that's in this green box, we could expect an announcement from Brave that BAT ads will be launching. And I would say this is their most anticipated launch to date. This is what we've been waiting for, because the whole thing about the Brave browser was we're going to pay you to view ads, and that hasn't been a thing yet. They've been working on it for the past year and a half, 2 years, and now it's finally going to come out. So what I'm looking for here is a move in the price. I want to be able to get in before this announcement comes out to the public, because once it comes out to the public, we know this is probably going to pump. That's why I'm putting BAT on the watch list this week and this month. Now, this chart does look a little bit confusing. There's stuff all over the place, and let me break it down here real quick. So we had a couple of signals last year on BAT in 2018, and I mapped out our buy and sell zone. We bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. It was almost the same exact play both times. Now, right here on the chart in the current present time, it's kind of in no man's land. It's sitting between our previous buy and previous sell. It's kind of sitting in the middle of a trading range. Now, what I'm also noticing on this chart is that the RSI is making higher lows, so it's starting to trend up. Meanwhile, the price is making lower highs. This is also known as a bullish divergence. Something that's really cool that we have in the Crypto Traders Pro chat room, we have this divergence cheat sheet that tells you when the price is going down, making lower lows, but the indicator, the RSI indicator, is making higher lows, trending up. You can see that this is the same thing going on here. The indicator is making higher lows, as you can see right here on the divergence cheat sheet, and the price is making lower lows. This is a regular bullish divergence. So again, this is a bullish pattern we're seeing on the chart. It is trending down. So what I'm looking for on this chart is it to hold this support right here, right around 3,200 Satoshis. If it's able to hold this area, I think we could be looking to score a really great entry on BAT, leading up into that BAT ads announcement, which I'm sure is going to get hype, and hopefully we're going to see a reaction, a positive reaction in the price. So keep BAT on your watch list. Next one, and I'm going to move forward here quickly, is BNB. The reason I'm looking at this chart is because BNB also had some big news going down the first quarter of this year. We know Binance is launching their decentralized exchange. They just had a coin burn where they burned million or 2 million coins out of their total supply. They just had a great fourth quarter of 2018. They're really showing some growth despite the bear market, and Binance continues to drop announcements and further progress the community. This is a true utility token. Much like BAT, I believe Binance Coin, great, strong utility token that people need to buy in order to lower their fees when trading on Binance. So I'm looking at this chart, and this is the 4-hour chart. I don't have the daily up right now, but I want to point out that this is making a series of higher highs and higher lows. It's in an uptrend. So this is also on my radar. I'm actually not in a position in it right now, but I'm looking to jump back in a position. I've been playing this a couple times. I've made actually some pretty good profits trading this over the past couple weeks, but I'm looking to re-enter a position if it's able to sustain this level of support right around $6 and maintain this trend line, setting a higher low. We had the first low point here. This is the lowest point of the year. Now it had the first higher low here, another higher low right here, and the two highs, a high right here and a higher high right here. So what I'm looking for is to set another higher high, which would be testing right here, or I'm able to jump in right here on an entry if it's able to hold the support at the trend line. Right now, again, it's kind of floating in no man's land. I want to see it keep moving up in price or retest support on the trend line so I can get a better entry. So this is pretty much how I set my weekly watch list, and it's really easy to do. I'm pretty sure everybody is capable of doing this. And if you're really struggling, just go down the list on Binance. One by one, you could look at these charts, and I just look for charts that fit my criteria and that have good news coming up. I really like charts with a fundamental catalyst coming up, giving it a reason to move up on the charts. not just because it's a pump. I don't like playing a lot of these small cap coins like HOT. This is only a 21 Satoshi coin. I'm probably not going to ever play this because it's too cheap. It's too risky for me. It's not really my strategy. My strategy is generally just playing the larger cap coins, and I like trading them. I don't do a lot of holding, but I do a lot of trading, and I like trading these larger cap coins. So that's how I build my watch list. And again, you guys could be using this every week. You could build this, or every day you could build this, or every month you could build it, or every year you could build it. It's really up to you. And this isn't something you have to make a video for, but even just taking some notes and putting them on your phone. What I like to do is use this app called Tab Trader on my phone. You guys can see it right here. It's probably going to be a little blurry, but this is the best I could do right now. And you could build a watch list right on here. So you just type in the coins that you like, and I watch them. So whenever I'm mobile, I could see all the charts that I selected, or all the coins that I thought looked good at the beginning of the week. And you could start it over every week, or you could do it every month, however you want to do it. But I like keeping these coins on watch, especially ones that have a fundamental reason to go up in price, or they have a really good chart pattern that I find has worked really well for me. So I'll put it on the watch list, and if it triggers my alert, then I'll jump in. That's another thing I like about the Tab Trader app, is you could set price alerts. So I do this method called price boxing, where I'm pretty much boxing in the price. And price boxing would be, I set an alert if it drops below this level, or I set an alert if it breaks above this level. And if it doesn't alert me at all, then I know it's probably just range bound, bouncing around in between those two levels. So that's a really good way to passively watch the markets. I'm not glued to my screen all day, but I could set some price alerts, price boxing in the price, and then I'll get an alert on my phone if this is something that I should be paying attention to. So that's pretty much it for the watch list video. I didn't want it to be this long, but sometimes that's what happens. And hopefully I could turn this into a series. So if you guys are interested, please give me a thumbs up and drop a comment if you would like me to turn this watch list into a series. I really don't mind doing these videos every week, or every couple weeks, or every month, whatever it is, of breaking down 3 to 5 different coins, ones that I'm watching to trade. It might not be something I'm in already, but something I'm looking to buy, or looking to possibly short or make a move on. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in the comments below. So please like and subscribe to our channel. Let me know if you guys want me to do more videos like this. I also want to let you guys know that I did do a rebrand on Twitter. My old Twitter was Crypto Wonka. It was Wonka. That was my gamer tag when I was a gamer. It was like my internet ID. Now I'm rebranding to MJ Trader Pro. MJ for my initials, MJ Trader because I started trading MJ marijuana stocks in 2012, and MJ Trader Pro because I'm one of the pros at Crypto Traders Pro alongside Kurt, and we run Crypto Traders Pro. So you could find me also on CryptoTradersPro.com. That'll link you to all of our social media channels. You can get in our group. We have about 70,000 people in our group. We're always interacting every day. We really love working within the community. So that is it for this video, guys. My name is Matthew from Crypto Traders Pro, and I'll see you on the moon.